Friday night in the capital. It's the Hero Cup. This is the second T20 International live from Premadasa, Sri Lanka, hosting Australia. Great to be here. Welcome in. Wonderful occasion, really, because Roshan Amasingi alongside. It is a special occasion in this part of the world because we've seen a three-match series be dominated by the home side. The one-dayers, the 50-over stuff, went the way of the Australians quite comfortably 4-1. First T20 to the tourists, and now, as I say, we are into a very, very special occasion here in Colombo.
And a big moment, very big moment. That's the guard of honor that they're forming for the great man.
Yeah, lovely tribute to one of Sri Lanka's favourite sons. We saw this in Dambulla for 50 overs. Now the T20 game. Last one in this great career of Tillakaratne Dilshan. His captain won the toss. They're going to go out and bat first. And let's hope that Dillas can light up Premadasa. Lovely scenes here.
Good to see Percy. Percy, who's been a very honest supporter of Sri Lanka. He just kisses Dilshan's hand. And he can be very emotional too, Percy.
Yeah, great stuff. And it says it all. Very, very proud of this terrific cricketer who's pretty much done it all. All three forms of the game, captained it, only captain to get 100 in all three formats. Quite extraordinary.
Mitchell Starc, though, we know what he does. He's been outstanding the whole tour. He's been here in Sri Lanka, and he'll be starting off once again the new ball.
Kusal Perera is on strike. Sri Lanka won the toss once again, no surprises. They've done that. Right throughout the 2x. Just losing the one toss in the first ODI which was played out here. One slip in place. What I've really liked about Mitch Starc is that he's been showing up right throughout the tour. It's never easy. We've had lots of faster bowlers come out here, not even complete half the games. Not only has he led the attack, he's maintained high standards and stayed fit.
He wants to play, Mitchell Starc. That's the great thing about him. He's been injured, we know that, but he all tour, we saw in the West Indies as well, he got rested a few games and he wanted to play. I think that's a great thing. I think, you know, we see bowlers now, they talk about workloads, don't they, and how the modern game is, and you play certain games and you rest. And I was there in the West Indies, and there was almost, you know, heated discussions. He wanted to play and they wanted to rest him, and I think here we did expect him to be rested maybe, but he's still playing.
He's missing the next tour. Hence he's got an opportunity, and when you're going well, you want to be out there. You don't want to be hanging around, to be performing. Crack through the covers. First runs off the bat for Kusal Perera. Thought that was poor at extra cover by Australia's high standards.
Fantastic shot on a great start. Full and swinging away Starc, and Perera was all over it with class. There it goes, it races through.
I think it's Moses Enriques at extra cover, who was very late in getting down to that. Good work this time. Matthew Wade not having the gloves on, but still effective.
Yeah, the keeper, no gloves on, fielding a mid-off, doing fine piece of fielding. Good to see him back in the side. Missed last game, he was ill, and he's been reinstated.
George Bailey's gone home. He played the first T20 International. That was because Matthew Wade was unfit. Dilshan on strike. That had a real impact in T20 cricket. especially in the 2009 T20 World Cup in England and the series. That's when he brought out the Dill scoop. Well, he gets off the mark, not convincing, but yet on his way.
He is, but that was 149 Ks from Mitchell Starc. One of his quickest the whole series. He's cranking it up for Dilshan, his last knock.
Knocked him over. Clean bowled in the first T20 international. Screamed through the colours for. Struck back. Very next ball by one that straightened down the line. Pereira wants to. That's good running.
That was the highlight of the Australians. Besides all the big hitting, was their running between the wickets, and I think Sri Lanka lacked that a little bit last game. So that's good to see. Early start, be positive, run hard. This is a big ground in certain parts of it. But lots of twos. Put pressure on the outfielder.
Nine for no loss after the first over. Hastings is back in the team for Australia. Replaces Scott Boland. There's also another change. Matthew Wade in for George Bailey.
Yeah, a few changes. Hastings, what a fantastic one-day series, didn't he? As well, he bowled quite unbelievable there. The conditions, so good to see him back in the side. And then see Matthew Wade there, just below Travis Head as well. With George Bailey going home. Taking the gloves off. Batting and fieldsman now.
That's a plus if you can pick yourself as a batsman. Edge, Warner picks him up. Dilshan's on his way. Tillakaratne Dilshan in his last innings gets a bottom edge.
Yeah, disappointing for him and everybody here, but they get a standing ovation from this crowd. Not all about tonight's innings, it's what he's done his whole career for Sri Lanka and world cricket. There was the big neck, John Hastings, and then David Warner taking a simple catch at first slip.
Wide delivery was there to be hammered through the covers. The legend departs. Tillakaratne Dilshan. 17 years of international cricket. Playing top-class cricket as well. Plenty to be thankful for. Tillakaratne Dilshan. Gone for one. Sri Lanka are 9 for 1. Dilshan, he's done everything. He's got hundreds in all 3 formats. He scored them as captain. Scored a run, taken a wicket, held a catch, effected a stumping. You name it, he's done it. Second highest scorer in T20 internationals. What a shot! To stand and deliver.
De Silva straight into the action. Once again, Mitchell Starc looking for swing, bowling it full. This is pure class. Yeah, don't even bother running. It's raced away.
That's a shot you can keep watching again and again and again. Not that one, the previous one.
And that's a much better line, 149 Ks. Mitchell Starc is really steaming in at the moment, fired up. This is a great shot. Look at the balance. Front foot's there, the head's still. And then he makes contact.
Great find for the Sri Lankans. Selling in all three formats. Excelling all right. He's chipped that. Long boundaries. Matthew Wade doesn't give up. He'll save his team. 1 run.
Good chase. Very good chase from Matthew Wade. David Warner appreciates it. Every run in T20 cricket counts. I like this. Good shot. Attacking at the moment. Attacking Stark. Haven't seen that very often. At the moment, he's gone for 16 runs so far. Just 9 deliveries he's bowled. Wade probably best behind the stumps there, throwing from the outfield.
Strong arm. But threw himself to the ground as well. Dhananjay De Silva has shown that he belongs in the longer format and in the shorter format. Just needs to get a few more games behind his name and Lanka will be able to build around him. Have a lot of time. Only Brendan McCullum has more T20 international runs than Tillakaratne Dilshan. Clipped away. Mitch Stark continues to be expensive.
Been very rare for Mitchell Stark this whole tour to be expensive, but at the moment, 20 runs. 1 delivery to go in his second, and that's another quality shot. Come right out of his crease there. We've seen a few that have been too full, they've gone through the covers. This one, a little shuffle forward. On off stump, and then it's dispatched over mid-wicket.
Off the Stark over, 21 for 1.
Glenn Maxwell getting an opportunity within the power play overs, owing to the left-handed Crystal Pereira. And Pereira's response straight away is to reverse sweep him. Fine for 4. No way Kawaju was catching that one. Good evening, Danny Morrison.
Evening, Murgers. And evening to the fans who started to pile in here at Prima Dasa. You'll see a lot more of these strokes tonight, and maybe a few more off the middle. And I'm with you, Murgers. Very intriguing to see Maxwell with ball in hand.
Well, we saw Pereira during the test match at the SSC trying to counter the Australian spinners by playing those reverse sweeps.
Yeah, it is in terms of a challenge for De Silva to take on head on, but also for Maxwell, of course, because it's inside the 6 overs. It's only just going to be the 1 for Maxwell inside the power play.
Chopped fine, not off the middle of the bat. They'll come back for 2. The fielder's outside the ring for the right-hander. Deep backward square leg and deep wide mid-wicket.
Well watched. Lovely soft hands. And played it under his nose. How late he played it.
Mid-off, an extra cover up in the circle. So the invitation was there to go over the top, and that's exactly what Dhananjay De Silva has done.
Almost like a sliced pitching wedge. You don't get it quite sweet. Gets onto the green and races off. Inside out. But he got the desired result to De Silva.
Have to go, and he does. Have his head right on the edge of the circle there, as you'd expect within the first 6 overs. Well, Glenn Maxwell coming on within the power play, and it's been an expensive experiment so far. 12 runs off the over to this point, 1 delivery remaining. Another reverse sweep. Maxwell thinks it hit the pad. Looked like back to me, and Ruchira Paliagurage agrees. 4 runs, 16 runs off the over. Sri Lanka 5 overs gone, 43 for 1. Change of bowling at the Bank of Ceylon end. James Faulkner. Got a hat-trick here in the one-day international series, and he's bowling the last over of the power plays.
The right arm around in terms of trying to close the angle down. Beautifully played. Kushal Perera waited in the last possible split second. Popped it right where he wanted to.
Two men outside the ring. Third man and deep backward square leg. And it's deep backward square leg. Travis Head who does the fielding there.
Well, Sri Lanka got a great opportunity to send off one of their greats. Faulkner is such a great exponent in this form of the game. Dillas can't do it now because he's departed, but I tell you what, they need to lift themselves. Do the hosts.
Or bowled.
Why I say that? Now look at the T20s this year. They've really battled well and truly in terms of playing in the white ball cricket. Sri Lanka played 13 of them, lost almost all of them.
Leading edge. Is it going to be safe? Oh, what a catch, David Warner. I thought for a moment there was going to be a collision between himself and Matthew Wade. Warner wanted it and Warner got it. That's fantastic.
Oh, and he's pumped as well as the skipper. Stunning. Warner made a lot of ground, and like you, Murgas, I was looking out of our privileged position in the comm box and thought it's going to pitch into no man's land. Look at this guy. In the end, made it comfortably and made it look easy. Captain Warner letting everyone know that he is loving this game. So Perera goes for 22 off 18. Second one down now. Score at 44.
Lanka's captain Dinesh Chandimal at the crease. Good start for him this evening by winning the toss. This time opting to bat. The batsman crossed while that ball was in the air. To Faulkner, who got a hat-trick here in the one-day international, the second of the matches played here. Now on the scoreboard again in terms of wickets, and what a catch this was by David Warner.
Well, the idea was right because it wasn't a change-up or anything from Faulkner. And he wanted to flick it on the onside to Kushal Perera. Got a leading edge. Keep going about those fat edges on cricket bats these days. And Warner did the rest very comfortably in the end. And now he's going to move himself into the slip cordon with his opposite on strike.
2 catches for Warner already then. Crisp off drive by Chandimal. Lovely sound off the bat, gets off the mark and keeps the strike. The power play is over. 6 overs gone, 46 for 2 Sri Lanka. Oh dear, Chandimal's gone. Faulkner struck again. He loves this ground, doesn't he? A hat-trick in the one-day international series, and now he's got 2 wickets already tonight.
Yeah, man of the match too, wasn't he? So much experience when you look at this Aussie lineup. A little bit of bounce. It's not all about those cheeky little cutters and slower balls from Jimmy Faulkner. That was just a sheer bit of pace and got some bounce. Sri Lankan skipper goes for just 4. It is now 51 for 3 here.
Well, Sri Lanka at one stage were 44 for 1. They're now 51 for 3. Kusal Mendis in at number 5.
Sri Lanka 53 for 3. Aranjiri Silva has looked good so far. Zampa, who's looked very impressive in his on this tour so far to Sri Lanka. He's bowled with good control. Sri Lanka seem to have suddenly lost their way here, Damien, with those 2 quick wickets.
Yeah, they had a great start, didn't they, in that power play. And what it does, losing wickets, it slows up the run rate. That's what's happened at the moment. 2 for 44 and then 3 for 51. Then some great bowling by Faulkner, some outstanding fielding by captain David Warner. Great catch.
This is the 9th over. Oh, that's a good shot. That has split the gap. 1 bounce for 4. Kusal Mendes, as I said, is a real pocket rocket. He hits the ball very hard.
The key thing there was where he placed it. He got the full toss. He's still got to do something with it. There's 2 men out there. Maxwell is out of mid-wicket. And that beat him 1 bounce into the fence.
He's looked a very fine play in the series. Across all formats. Had a wonderful test series. He's been good in the shorter format as well. Hasn't come up with the big scores, but he's had his moments. He's been quick, got runs quickly. Straight to the man at mid-wicket. Brilliant crowd in, brilliant crowd in. Cleverly bowled. Oh, given! He's given him. Ruchira Palyaguru thinks he's out. He was beaten off the pitch. It was held back by Zampa. He was on with the sweep shot. Let's see where it pitched.
They're the keys for a leg spinner. Where it pitched, then is it going past off? I think that's close, as in where the leg stump was and where it was pitching. Could have been a touch outside. At the moment, that's another wicket lost. Mendes has gone for 5 and Sri Lanka now 58 for 4.
Chamara Kapugedra making his comeback in the T20 side. Decent strike rate. We like to have that average up a little bit, close to the 30 mark. Sri Lanka in a spot of bother here. They've lost 4 wickets. Kusal Mendes, the last batsman out. Oh, just pitching outside the leg stump. Marginal, marginal. That's what Hawkeye says. The end of the over. 58 for 4. Sri Lanka's wagon wheel. Not many boundaries there. Just 1 boundary after the power play. Now that doesn't augur well for them. This is fine. This will run down to the boundary. Welcome runs for Sri Lanka.
Very well played. Just angling down the leg side, and it was a little touch of the bat on it. Mitchell Stark square down there. Knew exactly where he wanted to Silva. You could just see there, he rolled the wrist, he looked around, he knew it was a perfect spot for a boundary.
This looked very impressive, Dhananjay De Silva. Been a fantastic find in Sri Lanka. Highest score in T20 cricket. And a single. Now look at him. Look who's here. He should be out there playing, isn't it? Lasith Malinga, one of the best T20 fast bowlers in the world. Off his stumps, he works it down towards deep mid-wicket. Lasith Malinga, what a player he was, or he is for Sri Lanka, sadly having an injury. Working hard, Nuwan Kulasekara with him. Look at him. Kasun Caldera, I know him. Look at the way he bowls. Oh, that's Lasith Malinga for you, but a slightly lower action. Slightly lower action. Not exactly Lasith Malinga, in case you were wondering who that was. But he's got something similar there. Well, he may not have the same impact as a bowler. But he has some similarity.
Just don't try this at home. There it goes. It zipped in. That one got whacked over.
Bad. Great effort. Tried hard to imitate Lasith Malinga. But quite a distant second though.
Yeah, it's difficult to face Malinga when you first have to face him. That idea the ball was coming out where the umpire stood. Not the greatest for your body. Bowling's hard enough, let alone with an action like that.
A bit of bounce. Get a single. 7 runs off it. 75 for 4.
One for 14 so far. The Lankan batsmen haven't played him well enough. The middle overs, he's the bowler they need to go after. A legend. Oh, that's some talent.
Oh, well bowled. Upstairs we go. Ranmore Martinez says we'll take a look. Beautifully bowled though. Big spin actually.
He's getting it to drift. He's getting it to drift into the right-handers. That's why they're playing the angle, shaping to play onside. The moment it pitches and turns, you're in trouble. Kapugedera, has he got back in time? Just in time.
Delightful bowling though by Zampa in his final over, 1 for 15. Peter Neville whipping the bails off. Kapugedera just getting his foot down, it appears to me. Umpire Wulamasiri is the man making the decision, and he says not out. Something for the crowd to cheer. Haven't had much so far from a Sri Lankan perspective. Good work from Neville.
Yeah, Ravindra Vimalitsiri upstairs. And Brian, the 4th umpire, Lyndon Hannibal. Incidentally, all 4 of these umpires featuring today have played with me and against me in first-class cricket.
A bish. Oh, it's that man Warner again. A hat-trick of catches for the captain. Brilliant stuff. Another wicket for Zampa, and Sri Lanka have lost half their side.
Soft dismissal. Could have hit it anywhere, Chamara Kapugedera, but the pressure was building. Inability to pick up the gaps, to pick up those singles. And then you see a loose ball, your eyes light up. That's what you end up doing. You just hit it hard, hoping it goes anywhere, but it goes straight to Warner. Kapugedera for 7. Sri Lanka 76 for 5.
Kusara Pereira, the new batsman, coming in to face Adam Zampa. Both these players played in the IPL for the rising Pune Supergiants this year, so they'll know each other and what they do. What Zampa does at the moment is take wickets. He's just picked up his 2nd, courtesy of a brilliant catch by David Warner.
It was travelling. Warner had no time to move towards the ball other than throw himself, which he did well. Losing their way. They got off to a good start, Sri Lankans. Dinesh Chandimal said he was eyeing a score around 160, and I think that's a very good score on this pitch.
Pulled high in the air. Deep square leg is getting under it, and the catch is taken easy as you like by Travis Head. So Zampa against Pereira. Zampa the winner, 3 for him now, and Sri Lanka in all sorts of trouble.
Big boundaries here at the R. Premadasa Stadium. Lots of vacant areas. Batsmen should be looking to hit those gaps, run harder. Oh boy, oh boy. The edge of his fingers, Travis Head. Pereira for no score, Sri Lanka 76 for 6.
Rajiv Padirana coming in at number 8. Desperate times for Sri Lanka. Winning the toss, remember, and deciding to bat. Zampa in his fine lover. He's on the rampage, 3 for 15.
He bowls a good ball, hence he doesn't get a wicket. He's bowled out, 3 for 16 to Zampa, 77 for 6.
3 catches there for David Warner, 3 wickets for Adam Zampa. And a whole lot of trouble for Sri Lanka. Moses Enrique's coming back into the attack.
Oh, he's looked good, Dhananjay De Silva. Needs support though, need to build a partnership. Adam Zampa, 3 wickets in his 4 overs. Long hop. Yep, it looks like it's coming their way. But not far enough.
Just in the fingertips of Travis Head. Just is all that counts. Well bowled, Adam Zampa.
The wickets on the shorter side, but he's built pressure with that loop, the drift and the turn he's got with the other deliveries that he's bowled.
Reached round the wicket. A little bit of extra bounce from him. That seems to be the way of it. It signalled wide, in fact, in the end, but it seems to be the way of it from the bank of Ceylon end. Seam bowlers are getting that little bit of extra bounce operating from that end of this R. Premadasa Stadium.
But that's a delivery that's worked for the Australians throughout the ODI series as well. The shorter, slower one, which the Sri Lankans haven't been able to pick. The tall Australian bowlers have got that to grip. It must be said that ever since David Warner has taken over, this Australian team has had a different look to itself. When in the bowling attack changed in Dambulla, went back to the seamers, decided to bowl those lots of slower balls, different lengths. Been a more attacking look to the team. Beautiful sights located near the Beira Lake running through Colombo.
Oh, it's just out of Peter Neville's reach. He was trying to run it fine, Padirana, but I'm not sure he was trying to run it that fine. He gets 4 for it.
It doesn't matter, it can run anywhere. The Sri Lankan needs runs. Just like the Beira Lake running through Colombo. That ran just past Peter Neville's gloves.
Frustration for Moses Enriques. It's been that sort of tour for him. Oh, and this one is in the air just past Glenn Maxwell. Padirana just about surviving. 9 runs off the over, 14 gone, 86 for 6. 6 bowlers used. The only set of figures that stands out in a negative way there is Glenn Maxwell, 1 over for 16, but in mitigation he bowled in the power play. John Hastings now swapping ends, coming on from our commentary box end, having earlier operated from the bank of Ceylon end.
Going by that stat you just gave, Brian, Maxwell should be bowling from both ends. That's what the Sri Lankan camp will be wishing for.
Oh, that's off the splice, easy as you like. John Hastings caught and bowled. Padirana, well, he'd had some good fortune in the previous over, but his luck has just run out.
That length I was talking about. Brilliants have used it well right throughout the ODI series and now in the T20 internationals. Just under 120 Ks, running the fingers over. Tall man, John Hastings. Sachit Pathirana goes. He's scored only 6, Sri Lanka, 86 for 7.
Leg spinning all-rounder, Sikugay Prasanna back into the side this evening in place of Kasan Rajitha, and he's got it all to do. Fans here this evening came for a celebration. At the moment, they're here for a wake. 86 for 7, Sri Lanka. They're all over the place at the moment.
Committed on the front foot, nowhere to go. Graham Faroon, Dhananjay De Silva on the other end. He's on 38 of 33 balls. He's looked in a different class, playing a different game basically. Whereas the other batsmen just haven't been able to dig in.
Dhananjay, one of just 2 players in double figures so far. The other one, Russell Pereira, with 22.
They haven't won a single toss this tour, just the one I would say. Australia, that was in the first ODI. Decided to field in that one, surprisingly. Other than that, lost 10. David Warner today said, it's part of the winning formula. As long as you win games, who cares about the toss?
Well, I know one of the things that Darren Lehmann is keen to see is for the toss, certainly in Test match cricket, to be taken out of the equation so that it encourages the home side to actually produce decent cricket surfaces.
It happens in England in county cricket. Even the law of probabilities just didn't work because Australia, as the visiting team, always has the opportunity to call at the toss. The host team, the one who flips the coin. Nothing full. The tall man just digging it in deep. The shorter ball working for him. That wide one was the one that dismissed Tillakaratne Dilshan.
Short again. One bounce to Faulkner.
Amazingly, Australia calling heads all the time. It just kept falling a tail. Running the fingers over while bowling the shorter one.
Ball flat batted through extra cover by Dhananjay De Silva, and the crowd finally gets something to cheer about. 7 runs off the over, 5 to go in this Sri Lanka innings. They're 93 for 7. Tallest tower in that Sri Lanka innings was Glenn Maxwell's solitary over that you can see at the bottom of the graphic. Wickets falling at regular intervals, and that's been the Achilles heel for Sri Lanka in this second 2020 international in the Hero Cup.
Prasanna can be useful with the bat and hit a long ball. Plenty of T20 experience in England. Northamptonshire very happy with his contribution in their quest. But as I mentioned, Dhananjay De Silva, what a player. Plenty of time. Very good timer of the ball.
Was there a little feather on that? Ranmore says no. The Australians thought there was.
The Neville certainly did. But very tough for the umpires out there. It's a packed house as we've had throughout all the games. Just a faint edge. There is certainly a noise
Sounded woody, but well, maybe it just flicked the trouser pocket. That might be a cracking decision by Ranmore Martinez, looking at that last replay.
Dilshan is not going to hear anything. Let's have a close look. Does flick the pocket. Martinez makes a good decision.
Not resting on Dhananjaya De Silva's shoulders now for Sri Lanka to get anything near a respectable score.
Well, it's about staying competitive. Try and get something to defend. He wants to. This is a good call.
And he'll get to Travis Head right back on the boundary. Had a lot of ground to make up.
Can still get to 140. That's what we haven't seen batsmen do. He's been trying to muscle the ball rather than just work it into gaps. Yes, it's T20 cricket, but it takes the pressure off you. Those singles keep the scoreboard moving. You can make that into 2.
Russ, it's been a song you've been singing throughout this entire limited overs series about Sri Lanka running better between the wickets, and again good aggressive running between Dhananjaya De Silva. That should be another 2.
It's just the awareness, knocking it into those gaps, not hitting it too hard so that the fielder has work to do. And life goes on. Gets the dive in, but it doesn't matter. You're home for 2. It's all part of the game. Dhananjaya De Silva putting the body on the line. Bats in the air. Comes down just there. He's fine.
Direct hit would have been a problem for Dhananjaya De Silva. Wullamasiri up in the TV umpire's box. The bat's bounced there, but at the shoulder of the bat. Takes it over the line. Or Peter Neville can remove the bails. I think that should be not out. Cheer for this big crowd at the R. Premadasa Stadium. They look for 2 again. Not going to get it on this occasion. It's the end of the over. 6 runs from it. 4 to go in the Sri Lanka innings. They're 99 for 7.
Clark's back. Dhananjaya De Silva has been the lone crusader for Sri Lanka. He's 48 not out. They could get Prasanna. Just down the leg side. That's a wide. And that brings up the 100. That was the attempted slower delivery from Stark.
Well, they've still got 4 overs to go. 3 figures posted. And of course the Aussies are yet to bat yet. So we'll wait and see how the Australians fare when they have bat in hand.
Sri Lanka has a lot of work to do here, and Dhananjaya De Silva has been the man that has really risen to the occasion. He's just held his innings together, but the point is, Danny, he hasn't had the support that under normal circumstances he would have liked to have had.
Hear the disappointment in your voice, Roche. Take that patch off again. Here comes the steamroller. Stark yet to get a wicket. Surprising.
This has been the pattern of play. It's been singles and 2s. A few boundaries for Sri Lanka. And this is a game where you talk about a lot of boundaries, 6ers, 4s, but it's not been coming their way. And look at the crowd, I'll tell you, it's a full house. Must be close to 35,000 people, which is the capacity here. They're here to watch Dilshan, who's bowing out of international cricket, and they would have loved to have seen a win for Sri Lanka. Prasanna, Good fielding.
Yeah, one of Sri Lanka's favourite sons. Calling time. And you're right, Roche. It's been a disappointing performance, except for this guy.
He's on 49. 40 balls, Dhananjay De Silva. Just hit 4 boundaries, but an important innings for him. And he's now on 50. What an innings he's played. A real mature innings. He'll come back for 2. He's been fighting with his back to the wall and been acknowledged by this crowd. And they really stand to him. He's been the only one that have given them some entertainment.
Thank goodness for De Silva. 51 from 41, 4 boundaries, and striking at almost 125. They're delighted here, the fans, in the sellout game for De Silva.
Another single. But this has been a good over from Stark. Just 5 runs off it. An excellent bowling at this stage of the innings. Just 18 balls to go, and another look at Dhananjay De Silva getting to his half century, running that first run hard. He's really had to work for his runs, and appreciated by this big crowd. Last ball of the over, Prasanna on strike. He's on to him quickly. Get a single. 7 runs off the over. 106 for 7.
Faulkner. He's got 1 to go. He's got 2 for 11, 9 dots. Such a specialist is our good old mate Jimmy F from Tasmania. Saw a great article, Roshan Abasinghe, from the coach of Sri Lanka, Graham Ford, and he said they need to get their own domestic T20 comp here in Sri Lanka. You've got the Aussies, most of them, I think he said 10 out of 11, play in the Indian Premier League and the Big Bash in Australia.
Educated edge. It will race away to the boundary. Welcome runs for Sri Lanka. Dhananjay De Silva on the charge. James Faulkner holding it back. And that ball taking a thick outside edge. He was looking to go over mid-off. And in the end, boundary to third man. Sri Lanka wouldn't be complaining though.
No, they'll take him how they get it. Any which way but loose. I'll miss you, Clint. Nelson up for 7.
4 runs this time, only a single. So Australia having their fielders at the edge of the 30-yard circle, just making sure that at best it's only a single. And this is another look at Dhananjay De Silva, who was outstanding today, played some delightful shots, played some lovely glances, very fine shots, splitting the gap on the offside, and some delightful drives as well. Prasanna it is. That will fall safe. Onto him a bit quicker than what he thought. Sikhuge Prasanna can be a punishing batsman on his day, but he's just not got going.
Well, he has to stay there for De Silva. Simple fact. Play for your mate at the other end. He's got a half century. He's up against Faulkner. He needs to take most of the strike. Does the man who's setting in. 8's and over. Gets them to, well, let's call it 130, just over. It's got to be a minimum. And if De Silva can be there right to the final delivery, well, they might even get into the 140s and push towards 150.
Last ball of the over. 2 overs after this one. Prasanna goes high. It's more height, really, than distance. It's taken quite easily. Kawaja, the catcher. Sri Lanka lose another one. Sikhuge Prasanna looking to go over long on, getting more height, really, than distance.
8th one down. Now, the length was there, you have to say, it was on. But not the timing. Or the execution, she says. Furious with Prasanna, who goes for 7 from 11. And the score is 1-1-4 for 8 here.
Sakitra Senanayake comes out. He's in with Sri Lanka, 8 wickets down, 2 overs to go. Hastings it is, who will bowl to Senanayake on strike. Wants a single, and Senanayake could have been in trouble. He started off slowly. Don't think he anticipated the single. Had that hit, he was gone.
Well, he's got to be awake to the situation. Has to get the silver back on. Of course, they crossed with a dismissal of Prasanna. Yeah, gone by miles. Absolute miles with Senanayake. Hardly in the frame.
Sri Lanka could have ill-afforded a run out at this stage. Dhananjay Silva has batted towards the end. Needs to bat the 11 balls remaining. That's from a Sri Lankan point of view, but this time might be taken at extra cover. No, it doesn't, in fact. Ball's just short of the man coming in. Travis said it is. Just held it back, I thought. Was looking to take the pace of the ball.
Yeah, let's just check this out, because he's so good at that. Is Big John Wayne Hastings in terms of cutters. So Warner's got the 2 guys on that are so good at that. Faulkner and Hastings, changes of pace, deception at the death overs.
They're not getting hold of that one. They want a second here. But Matthew went very quickly across. He's quite good. Wicket keeper running around so quickly.
You're happy with that? You're rating that rush. So he hasn't bowled a lot of cutters tonight. He's been more about effort into the pitch and then let the pitch perhaps have a say in terms of maybe a little bit slower than it has been here, but it's certainly got some bounce tonight.
Will that be called a wide? I think it is.
Nearly hit his toes. Asto. Execution just slightly off. Hastings renowned for those tennis ball bounces. Get them right. They sort of loop past your helmet. And often difficult to get away because there's no pace on them. Batsmen sort of hit them to the moon and get caught on the fence. Look at the puff of dust there. But way too short.
Oh, that was on to him much quicker. Get a single, but he's so good, as you said, takes the pace of the ball. The slow bouncer is good.
And in that one was the effort ball. More into it, climbed quickly. But changes of pace the key in these conditions, in this form of the game.
Two balls to go in the over. This time he'll find the fieldsman again, but excellent sound of leather on below. Timing was there. He really hit it hard off the sweet spot. Must be disappointed couldn't pick the gap.
Or willow on leather. What a sound. You're right. Very sweet. Got it nicely, but protection out there. 7 of 5. Here we go.
Will that be another one? And in fact, it's called a no ball. So, in fact, it's the second one for the over, and that's the reason. He doesn't believe it. Hastings doesn't believe it. He's just asking the umpire. Well, he's saying, I called the previous one a wide. Now Warner, he's wanting to find out as well.
Never going to die wondering, the Australian skipper, D. Warner. The clarification, well and truly, for height there. So just chatting from the ump saying, listen, second one I've chatted to you in this over. So it's a no ball and a free hit. Rightio.
Sachitra Senanayake, what will he do? Only a single. So 9 runs off the over, 123 for 8. The 1 over to go for Sri Lanka, 123 for 8. Well short of what they would have expected. And they won the toss and decided to bat, going at less than 7 runs and over. Stark will bowl the last over. That time round the wicket. Senanayake on strike. Will that be a wide? It is. Starts off with the delivery angling down the leg side.
Now Senanayake, be conscious of the one from Stark, left arm around, coming in and just straightening a fraction. Hunting up the timber, Mitchell Stark. He's got none for 28. Most unlike him in recent times, he's always got a wicket in the column.
Tends to bowl from very wide of the crease. Now Senanayake needs to get Dhananjay De Silva on strike. No swinging and missing here, Danny.
Here in Yarosh, a little bit of bat on ball, even just a little butt one. Early in the final over, get De Silva on. He's 62 from 48. But a wonderful hand. And given at least Sri Lanka something on the ball. We've mentioned the 130. Got to breach that in this final over.
What's happening here? Ranmo Martinez. Happy with something, but seems to be all right. Senanayake still on strike, and this time he does the right thing. He'll get a single. Now this will give Dhananjay De Silva 4 balls to really attempt to get the maximum for Sri Lanka. Well, you got a trumpeter, but nothing really to blow your trumpet about.
Just those ice creams for you, Roche. Love a trumpet. To gnaw. In the house.
De Silva on strike. 4 balls to go. Oh, that's another short and wide delivery. De Silva looking to punch it over point.
He wanted to thrash it massive. Certainly there. There it was, but there's the beauty of someone who's 6'6", left arm round, the variations in the pace, the variance with an older ball, and you're trying to go hard at it.
3 balls to go in the Sri Lankan innings. And this is over the top. In fact, it might be taken. Good catch. Faulkner the catcher. Dhananjay De Silva goes. That tells you the story. Just the Australian flags. The rest of the crowd silent. Sri Lanka lose their top scorer.
Well, it was there. It was a full toss. Not the worst height for De Silva to go inside out. Gets it near the bottom of the blade. And just want to see the front foot. I think he's walking off here. They're worried about that. They love to check the no balls in terms of the front foot. But I think he's happy as there with that. Mitchell Stark. So he'll be off. Will De Silva? He's gone for 62 from 50. 125 for 9.
2 balls to go for Sri Lanka. Turanga Lakmal comes out. May not inspire too many people with just 2 runs in 8 games. The best of 1. Something like Danny Morrison.
Well, let's hope that he can maybe either get off the mark or not.
You didn't hear me.
Or
I
not
said just
get
like
off
Danny
the mark.
Morrison.
Oh, boring. Boring. It's not about that. About that. Oh, nearly. Brilliant. Can't quite go for 4. Oh, take a brace, though.
Couple of runs to Senanayaka. Stangled in, but this is good pace by by Stark, I should say. And another look, just looking to go extra cover, just cut the bottom of the bat. That tells you the story. The Sri Lankan fans naturally disappointed. The Australian fielding has been outstanding. Last ball of the innings, Senanayaka on strike. And again over the top, down towards mid-wicket. They'll only get a single. 5 runs in the over and a wicket for Mitch Stark. Sri Lanka, a rather disappointing 128 for 9.
Yeah, big moment here. Warner and Maxwell.
Let's see the response. Warner on strike. And straight away he's off the mark. A firm push rather than punch. Onto the bat quickly and just a steer through the covers.
He'll be very determined tonight, David Warner, to finish this tour well. It was difficult early on for him in the Test series. You could just see the way he was fielding tonight. He wanted this game more than anything. It might be the last game on tour. They might be going home tomorrow, but he has that steely look in his eye, wanting to just make some runs and finish off well.
Swing and a miss. That will get the crowd excited. Well, some interesting stats been given to us. Sri Lanka have defended. The lowest total they have defended was 119. That was in the T20 World Cup in 2014, or should I say the World T20. That was against New Zealand at Chittagong, and they won that game by 59 runs. I would be hoping for that kind of luck here today. That was Rangana Herat's game. Good bit of movement. Oh! That was not intentional. Not intentional, but that would have hurt. That would have hurt. Warner would like it.
There was a split second there for Warner, and he kept it in. As I say, it wasn't on purpose. It was a bit of an accident, but I have no idea why bowlers throw the ball back. And there it is in the back of the leg, and there, right that moment, it was thought Warner was going to go straight down the wicket. And then he thought, better not. I'll just take it out on the cricket ball next delivery.
Like the reaction. Wait is the call. So far, it's been 4 balls. 2 balls ago. This is what happened. Warner is hitting it back, and look at Lakmal. Picks the ball up, and oh, in the fleshy part.
It always misses everything, doesn't it? It's more frustration, I think, for the bowler. Never going to run him out. Did you ever see it happen? Never see it happen.
Once again, this has been a good over in finding Dilshan at cover. Well, they got something to cheer. They know that there isn't too much left for Sri Lanka, because 129 is not a frightening score for Australia. But so far, it's been a good first over. 5 balls, conceding 2. The last ball of the first over, 1 on 2. But he's still on 2. It's a good first over. Australia 2 without loss.
Australian batting line up there. You see Matthew Wade brought in. George Bailey has gone home. Wade was sick last game, but he's back in now. Glenn Maxwell on strike. A nice little stat before we go. Well,
Senanayaka coming on. 24 matches, 25 wickets.
but for the Australians, they've never lost chasing a total under 140. And this one may be the reason tonight. Glenn Maxwell, 145 not out, up in Kandy. Just sit back and watch some of these shots. He played them all. That was the one for me that changed the field. Reverse switch hit. Maybe first delivery. Could it be after that he's gone stumped?
Certainly a very fine delivery. He played for some turn, I thought. It went on with the arm. He was beaten as he dipped on him and went straight through. Let's see.
Front foot's going to be good. Down the other end. Great piece of keeping. Does his foot move? Keeper thinks so.
I think he's all right. He's got his foot grounded. At least that's what the frame says. Well, not out. So he's all right. But a good start for Sri Lanka. Have Glenn Maxwell thinking. Neatly done. It's beaten. Playing across the line somewhat to a ball that's straightened up. They got a slip in. Well, Maxwell versus Sirenak in the last game, some interesting statistics. And he goes over the top. That's easy. Mid-on up in the circle. That was looped up from Sirenak. That was a free hit.
In the power play, if you got mid-on up, that's going to happen. And Maxwell, against the same ball last game, 44 of 17 deliveries with 5 sixes and 2 fours. So he started well again, straight away.
And the reverse sweep, so effective the last time. Just used it to great effect, I should say. And that was premeditated outside the off stump, so the line was all right. Just hitting him just outside the off. And Naik is just looping it, not really firing the ball in.
It's tough for spinners in on the first few overs in the power play. Besides their results at Clement, batting first, 14 wins, batting second, 8. Lankan winning the toss again, as they've done most of the trip. Deciding to bat first.
I like Warner's answer today at the toss. He said that's part of the plan. Losing the toss was part of the plan. Worked out so perfectly for them. Warner on strike. Slip continues. There goes the reverse sweep, and that's a boundary for Warner. This shot is so effective. That's such an impact shot, that is.
Becomes a normal shot now. I mean, in the past, there'd be the odd time, but Warner and Maxwell do it so well. Because look, they're actually in a great position. His head position's perfect. It's still... Maybe it's premeditated. Maybe that's going to be the way it's going to be done to get in such a good position. But they hit it so well. They hit it with power.
Great precision. Great execution. Oh, no, that could be close. That has to be close. Where was it hitting him? Got the feeling that he got across. Trusting to see where he got hit. It's 12 without loss. Lakmal it is. Warner over the top of extra cover. This outfield is fast, and anything in the gap will give you full value.
Yeah, 2 full. David Warner's going to take that all the time. Seam up. Didn't quite get it. Sliced it up the bat. You're right, Roshan, this outfield, it's been fantastic. It's hard, it's firm, and that's another boundary for Australia.
That's the President's box. Intense discussion between Honorable Tillakaratne Dilshan, Varun Jayaratne, the COO. Honorable Tillakaratne Dilshan, of course, President of Sri Lanka Cricket. Short ball might be out. In fact, might be a very difficult one for Kusal Pereira. Oh, would have been great had he got there. It was going away from him. And they'll come back for 3. He was looking to go for the uppercut. Just got it down towards third man. Wasn't an easy catch at all.
Incredible effort. Warner went after this like a rocket. big edge into the night sky. And that would have been one of the classic catches. Just kept going, didn't it? Kept going in the night sky and moving on. And even third man couldn't get there either.
Would have been an incredible catch had he taken it. He had to run. He had to run after it. The ball was going away from him. Had to throw in the dive. It wasn't easy. Dropping fast. Never easy to take catches falling over your shoulder. Running back in particular. Maxwell on strike. That's a wide. That's a wide. So Sri Lanka erring. Australia 20 without loss. This is the third over. Going at a healthy rate at the moment. Going at more than 8.5 runs. Good crowd. Lasith Malinga in the crowd. Another single.
Warner, this is the LBW we thought about. Look how far across he is. Wow. That was, looked to me, it was going straight on. Hawkeye says, pitching in line. Umpire's call, not out. There you go, Roshan. I told you that.
Umpire's call. I thought he had got so far across. So a good decision in the end. It's all happening, I can tell you. They're looking for runs. Those throws missing the stumps. Good backing up. Sri Lanka struggling hard to try and get a wicket here. And he can laugh.
There's balls being thrown around everywhere. David Warner was up and back. He said yes, sent back by Maxwell, and rightly so. He would have been run out, Maxwell, by a long way, and then there was a bit of soccer played or football. Maxwell still shouting no. He's saying just stay down there. Why are we running? Let's just hit boundaries. All fun and games.
2 balls to go in the over. On strike. This time just over mid-off. Tisara Pereira couldn't time his jump. Just to his right outstretched hand. And another boundary to Warner.
It's the wrong length. Going to bowl this full. Warner is just going to go with power down the ground. But the question is, where do you bowl him? That's so hard in this power play. Maybe shorter, but then, you know, there's no protection either. It's so hard. He's the highest run scorer for Australia in T20s. He's the man for this version of the game.
Last ball of the over. Straight to the man and cover. So he ends with the dot ball, but a big over. 13 runs off it. Australia 25 without loss. Sri Lanka looking for a wicket here. 25 without loss. Australia getting off to a really flying start. Sajith Pathurana coming on at a difficult time, bowling in the power plays. It's not easy. Sometimes economy rates can look ridiculous in T20 cricket. 11 runs and over. Some bowlers, he's certainly much better than that, but that's the version of the game.
Yeah, you're right there. It's tough going for bowlers in the power play. Especially bowling to these two, Warner and Maxwell.
This is Maxwell, that's hurrying on to him. Just sliding down the leg side. Just pushing it through quicker.
Just skids on with the new ball. And Warner at the moment just waiting to get going.
Here goes the reverse. Makes it ridiculously so easy. I think it's gone all the way, hasn't it?
So I mentioned Warner, but it was more Maxwell, I said, waiting for him to get going. And this is it. A switch hit, reverse sweep, whatever you call it. It's gone for 6. To me, that's gone over like it's Incredible how far he hits it, Maxwell.
It's the first 6 of the match. What a ridiculous shot it is. Just makes it look so easy. It's reverse sweeping it. It's a left-hander sweep. He can bat left-handed. Goes again. But this time along the ground, so he'll find the fieldsman.
Should just stand there left-handed, shouldn't he? Just keep playing that shot. The bowler, you'd be saying, well, I'm going to hone in and try, and you want to try and bowl that quick one, don't you, at the stumps. If he misses, he's going to be LBW bowled. And now the field has changed. Someone else out into the offside.
This time through the covers, what a lovely shot. He's just picking his spot. Racing away to the boundary, oh my goodness me. His face tells the story.
And the crowd's gone quiet. He played a bit of cat and mouse here. He was, will I go reverse sweep again, or I'll just play a normal shot? And that went another boundary, and Maxwell's getting his innings going. Just 9 deliveries for his 16.
This time through mid-wicket. Finds the fieldsman on the boundary. Just take a look at Maxwell's reverse sweeping. This is his normal drive through the covers, and he played one incredible reverse sweep that went for 6. What a start for Australia. They're going at more than 9 runs and over. 1 ball to go in the 4th. 1 run strike. This time straight to the man at cover. 4 overs completed, 36 without loss.
Maxwell down the ground. I'm not sure he got all of that, but he's got more than enough of it to take advantage still of these power play overs.
Surprise Tillakaratne. He's been playing the sweep shot, the reverse sweep, to put them off their line. This time charging the bowler. Don't need to get all of it. As long as you can hit the gaps, get it into spaces, there'll be runs for you.
Oh, he's got all of that. Goodness me, that's into orbit. Enormous hit by Glenn Maxwell. Tremendous blow.
High fives for Glenn Maxwell. The show's on once again. Seam up, but right in the slot. That would have done a bit of damage up there. Global warming, more issues. The length. Got that seam up delivery which skids off the pitch, but it's skidding onto the middle of Maxwell's bat. He'll be very confident, especially after that knock, 145. His worries will be so far behind him now, Brian.
They found the ball, Tillakaratne around the wicket.
This time he follows him and forces Maxwell to hit to the fielder. But if you're looking for wickets, this ploy will not work. Sri Lanka need wickets. That's why Tillakaratne was trying to bowl outside off stump. Maybe take one away, bring back one back in. You risk bowling into the batsman's zone.
Plus just 3 wins for Sri Lanka in 2020 international cricket this year. It's gone wrong, and how can they rectify that?
But they're still struggling to get the right combination together. And to be fair, A lot of these boys don't play a lot of T20 cricket. You take the Australian team, I think almost all of them do the circuit. They have the Big Bash to play in the IPL, the CPL, but not many of these Sri Lankan boys have that opportunity. So all the T20 cricket is basically played out here. And you see players develop lots of skills.
It's gone high in the air. And it's pitched and landed safely. 50 up for Australia. Maxwell continuing to entertain this crowd.
Skills like this, Brian, and power. Those at home tend to think the game is all about power. No, even though Glenn Maxwell and David Warner are going after the bowlers, they're playing to their strengths. They're hitting gaps. They run well. Sri Lanka didn't even have 1 6 in their innings.
Oh, he's hit that hard, Glenn Maxwell, and he's hit it all the way for 6, scattering the ball, boys. The end of the over, 20 runs from it. Australia are flying, 56 without loss. Sara Pereira and his captain, Dinesh Chandimal, trying to come up with combination fielding positions that suit. And there are still only 2 fielders allowed outside the circle in the power play. Short, pulled away by Maxwell. Doesn't matter where those fielders are out on the boundary. If he hits them as well as that, the ball clears them by quite some distance.
These are huge boundaries. I've seen T20 cricket being played in smaller grounds, boundaries brought in. This is incredible hitting. He does it with so much ease. What really stands out, what makes it tougher for the bowlers is that where do you bowl to him, because he can hit you to most parts of the ground.
Glenn Maxwell got his 50 in 27 balls in Pallekele. He's on course to beat that. Goodness me, he's beaten the ball there as well. Absolutely thrashed it over mid-off.
Short ball was hit over square leg for 6. Well, actually, this could be a win for Sara Pereira because it's been hit for 4. So he saved 2 runs, but you look at that length, it's not the length you want to be bowling.
Four 4s, 4 6s for Maxwell. That's his half-century. It's the fastest for Australia in this form of the game. 18 balls. A strike rate of almost 278 runs per 100 balls. What a masterclass from Glenn Maxwell. He's at it again.
Well, it took a while for the crowd to realize, but they appreciate it. Gets better and better from Glenn Maxwell. Fastest 50 for Australia. The field being changed every ball, but what do? You've got to execute your skills better as a bowler. When a batsman's going like this, bowling in the slot, it's not going to work.
Slower ball, slash down to third man. Nothing working for Sri Lanka at the moment. That one's gone for 4 as well. End of the over, 19 runs from it. The power play's done and dusted, and what power from Australia. 75 without loss.
Well, that tells you the story. 92 without loss. Sri Lankan bowling have been dominated, and dominated to the extent that Australia have got to 92 without loss. Prasanna continues. Warner just doing it so well, just knocking it into gaps, getting Maxwell on strike.
Yeah, he's been a revelation, that is for sure. 66 from 27, 4 maximums. So destructive. We saw it in Pallekele, and now home side being put to the sword again here in the capital.
93 without loss, still in the 9th over. Oh, swing and a miss. He was aiming over long on. looking to try and hit against the turn of the leg spinner.
Looking to hit it into the weekend. Answer. Oh, it was there. The length was there. Simply missed it.
Pulled a little bit slower, I thought. Didn't come on to the bat. He was on with his shot quickly. What a domination it has been by Australia. Outstanding batting by the openers. Maxwell. Bowled him! Finally! Sri Lanka. He's delighted. Sri Lanka have got a wicket.
Amazing Roche. Little bit of byplay from the bowler with a nice cheeky little send-off. And the direction to the dugout for you, Maxwell. Bottom edge, he was a fraction early again. Credit to the bowler because he's held it back and it's slow. Baxi didn't like it, but you're going to have to go off, Chief. See you later for clickety-click 66. It's 93 for 1 here.
Enriques is the new batsman. Australia have lost a wicket, 93 for 1. This is the 9th over. Sri Lanka attacking with a spinner. Also having a slip. Tillakaratne looking to try and get some purchase off the track. Just having the wicket of Maxwell. Straight to the man at extra cover.
Yeah, Enriques being sent in early because he gives it the long handle. As we see Glenn Maxwell try and give it some Humpty again. Fraction early, bottom edge, gone.
It's off the mark with a nice punch off the back foot. Prasanna looking to bowl much slower, looking to loop it. Getting a bit of turn off the track on that occasion. Maxwell was onto it quickly and just taking the bottom edge. One on strike. Australia need another 35 runs. Oh, that turned. That's a wide. Getting turned.
And bounce. Wow. Not about the pace and how much he's held it back here. Prasanna. Geez, look at that go.
Ball it to a right-hander. Oh! Very well bowled indeed. He was playing for turn. He was playing for turn. That went straight through. 97 for 1. 97 for 1. Maxwell, the batsman, out. Bowled by Prasanna for 66 in the last over. Just 29 balls. Pakarina will continue. He's over number 10. Sri Lanka's only hope is to try and get wickets. In fact, he's coming back, I should say. Oh, is that a mis-stumping? I get the feeling that was a mis-stumping. He was a little bit slow.
Beautifully bowled. Pakarina, it's back in. That'll be all fine, yep. Missed opportunity. I'm with you, Roche. It's come down. Yorked himself, did Moses Enriques. Yeah, he's come a long way down. And yep, little bobble, misfield, back. Just back. Is he on the line? Going to have a little look at this one. This could take a little while. Wait, another frame, another one. Or will you get one more frame? Bail off. It's still out, I reckon, yeah. Wow. Just shows you frame by frame in terms of the bails broken and coming away from the stumps. I think Enriques, time for an early shower, pal.
Well, I think Kusal Pereira has done well. He's recovered quickly. Yeah, this will tell you the bail's off. The bail's off. He's definitely not having anything behind the line, that's for sure. The bail's off, so that has to be out.
Even with your eye patch on, you can see that one, Roche. Here is a bit of O-U-T. Out of here, Moses Enriques' disappointing tour continues for the big New South Welshman. He's Gonski for a single. Second one down with a score at 97 here.
James Faulkner comes out with Australia 97 for 2. Good strike rate. For a best of 41 here. Sri Lanka have got 2 wickets in quick time. Patirana deceiving him in flight. I thought for a moment he fumbled with it, but I thought he did very well to come back fast. Just managed to whip the bails off on Riggs. Just millimeters outside the crease, and they got something to cheer about. Sri Lanka bringing in their fielders. 3 men saving 1. Slip in catching. In that leg side field. 3 out on the boundary. Single off the first ball.
Yeah, it's changed. Australia obviously in control, but wicket fell at 93, now 97. All of a sudden, you lose a couple more back to back. Particularly if you lose Warner. Very interesting. Couple together, you never know, another one, and suddenly, what about 5 for 115?
31 of 64 balls. 31 of 64 balls, Danny. Warner gets it down to backward square leg. He's gone. It's 3 wickets now. Patirana has got a second wicket in the over. You're prophetic, aren't you, Danny? Just spoke about wickets.
Hammers each your heart out. Here's the 3rd one. We've had 2 in the space of 3 deliveries. Down his throat. There goes the skipper. Got to 25. Couldn't kick on. And he's out of here. Warner disappears for 25 off 24. 3rd one now at 98.
Matthew Wade. He's a new batsman. Sri Lanka have got 3 wickets in quick succession. And this is the last one. Warner just looking to play the sweep shot. That ball stopped a little bit, bounced on him. And a good catch in the end.
And again, he gets out to the orthodox sweep stroke. Wonderful at the switch hit. Reverse sweep. It's cost him again. Yeah. Things to digest for D. Warner.
Matthew Wade uses the sweep shot so well. Let's see what he does here. Well, they have come alive. The big crowd here. Still hoping for a miracle. The equation, 31 of 63. What do you reckon, Danny?
Let's have a couple more wickets and liven up the contest. Another lefty in. Warner goes his way. Rev this crowd up even more.
Looking to sweep. That's what is so good. Well, the Australian batsman, you could see feel the tension. Sri Lanka looking to apply some pressure. The crowd behind them suddenly coming alive here. There goes the sweep, just over the keeper. Let's see what the signal is. It's a bat.
Runs. Now we've had 3 wickets in the 90s. 99 for 3 now. This off the forearm. Interesting. They've gone to hand.
It's 99. 1 ball to go in the over. The 10th over that is. Oh, that turn! There is turn and bounce suddenly for the Sri Lankan spinners. It's gone upstairs.
Don't go anywhere. Don't leave your seat. This will be all right. There, hunky-dory. Lovely bit of flight. The loop's there. Bounce. Turn. Faulkner, does he lift it? Nah, he's all right. He did for a split second. Only a little bit, though. But the back foot stays planted at the point The bails come off there. So Faulkner's all sweet there, I reckon. I want to have a look at stump, cam, and just want to be absolutely certain. But from that evidence, nice and green. All's green in the garden, not out. It ends the 10th, 90, 9 for 3 now.
30 runs of 60 balls, that's the equation. Australia had 7 wickets standing. It looked much worse for Sri Lanka just 2 overs ago. Pathirana and Sekuge Prasanna bringing them somewhat, giving them a bit of a sniff, though still a long way to go for them. Wade on strike. Very good looking to play the ball around the corner. Good against the sweep. Good against spin, playing the sweep shot. Now, he liked the ball spinning back.
Let's see him if he can here. Just not so much a wrong, but maybe just one that just slides across and bounces a bit. Bit of a top spinner.
He's asking the question. He wanted to run as well. Tillakaratne Dilshan is the fieldsman.
All happening here in the middle of Premadasa. Too full to sweep. You get a little bit of bottom edge. And there's Dillers, the live wire at 39 years young. And his last ever international.
That's more like him. That's very well bowled. You could see that Wade was looking for some turn. And that's the ball that he's talking about. Just sliding through. He's certainly looking to bowl that quicker delivery that kidded on. Wants a single here. Oh, asking the question. This could be tight. This certainly could be tight. Let's see.
Crowd erupting here on a fabulous Friday in the capital. Gone bananas. Faulkner, I think, is just walking off the paddock here. Pick up. Crazy run. Miles out. Hardly even need to go upstairs. They just want to make certain with a gather. Clean. Kusha Pereira. Thanks very much. Jimmy Faulkner. OUT again. And listen. There you go. Confirmation. Another Aussie down. It's Faulkner. Gone for 1. It is 90. 9 for 4 now.
Juan Kawaja is the new batsman. The crowds come alive here.
Russell Arnold in the last over speculating as to what Dinesh Chandimal would do. He's thrown the ball. The man of the night, Tillakaratne Dilshan.
Clever operator. He's bowled in tough times for Sri Lanka. Things like a batsman. Tends to poke the ball here and there. 2 left-handers in the middle. That's why Dhananjay De Silva and Dilshan. They got to left. Something special in the field. There was a chance. Khwaja was dropped. Very first ball. And also Brian, now Sri Lanka go back to the dressing room as well. They'll be thinking, you've battled your way to 20 runs more. Even with that blistering start, you're still in the game, very much in the game. That 20 runs could have been achieved by hitting gaps, better running, not 4s and 6s.
Message up on the big screen. Thank Tillakaratne Dilshan. What an entertainer he has been. This is all Australia need to do. Pick up ones, and that will be sufficient to ensure a victory.
Plenty of time remaining. 16 of 31 required.
Big shot for LBW, and the finger goes up. Dilshan strikes in his final appearance for Sri Lanka. Is there life in this match yet? Khawaja goes. Australia still requires 16.
Looked very straight. Around the wicket. That's crashing into the stumps, Brian. The only question up by Martinez would have had to answer was it outside the line of off stump? But it looked pretty straight. Tillakaratne Dilshan strikes. Khawaja. He made 6. It's 113 for 5.
Travis Head, that 45 at the bottom of that graphic, made from just 18 balls in Pallekele 3 days ago. Very entertaining innings indeed, in company with Glenn Maxwell. The last 40 balls, though, 20 runs and 5 wickets. Australia have imploded.
You know what, Brian? At that rate, Australia not getting these 16 runs. So 30 balls, 5 wickets remain. That would mean we have a tie at that rate.
Was that pad first? It was a bat involved.
Yeah, there were 2 noises. This was in the last over. Oh, spot on. Spot on, in line, crashing in. Tillakaratne Dilshan getting Sri Lanka the breakthrough.
His 153rd wicket in international cricket across all 3 formats. Is it going to be his last? Oh, Chinese cut from Travis Head to get off the mark, but a couple of balls ago, was this pad first or bat first from Matthew Wade?
There were 2 noises. The ball took off, so that means there was bat. But what happened first? Nothing. Nothing to bring the umpire into play. And Naika brought in as the leading bowler. Dhananjay De Silva taken off. Of course, Chandimal needs a wicket before this partnership grows. Gone for 3 singles off his first 3 balls. The length not right. He's been played off the back foot on all 3 deliveries.
Just 13 to win. Nice bit of flight from Senanaika.
Very slow through the air. Could have had a cup of tea. Such a long time to get across, and that's the pace. Make the batsman wait for it. Give the ball the opportunity to grip.
Just 3 singles off the over. Australia still 13 runs away from their target. They're 116 for 5. What a turnaround in this match. Australia's still very much in the box seat, though. Danny Morrison's joined me. Remarkable, Danny. They were 93 without loss, Australia.
He got a little excited because the 3 wickets fell in the 90s. Make it 4. Could have been another there.
And it's eluded the man at short third man. They've run 2 and will come back for 3. Senanaika with the dive. All runs gratefully accepted as far as Australia are concerned.
And we've seen it so often. That's why I got excited, Mugas, is that this fabulous format can be turned on its head so quickly. None for 93, 99 for 4, and I was thinking these guys could be 6 for Nelson at one point.
What you put it down to? Good batting, good bowling.
I also think a little bit of tinkering with the order. See, Moses Henriques came in, can give it the long handle. It's too short, ton of time for Travis Head. And then you say, okay, Jimmy Faulkner, you go in, please. We know what you can do. Hit a long ball. That didn't come off his run out. And all of a sudden, a little bit edgy, a little bit nervy, and Khawaja, well, he could have been out first ball.
Remember, the opening stand was good batting between Glenn Maxwell and David Warner. 93 they added in 8.5 overs. Oh, that's got to be out. It is out. Dilshan strikes. An attempted reverse sweep from Wade goes horribly wrong. Australia is 6 down.
And here we go again. Crowd erupting. And the guy that I think a lot of us, whether in the comm box or at home, was thinking he would get Australia home. Matty Wade, he's perished. Right on the stroke of 17 overs done, and it's Dillis again. 2 for 8 from the retiree. See you later, Matty Wade for 14. It's 20 for 6 now.
Australia have lost 6 for 27 in 58 balls. Peter Neville coming in at number 8. Third keeper in this format for Australia. Tillakaratne Dilshan. The old man just keeps rolling along.
Well, you script things, don't you? So many stars over the years have had a great finale. Couldn't do it with the bat. He's doing it with the ball here. Caught by the new skipper. Bowled by the old one.
Premeditation from Wade. And that's the problem. The ball wasn't there for that shot. Patirana from the bank of, from our commentary box end, I should say. Still, with that single, only 8 runs for Australia to get now.
Patirana, he's into his 3rd. He's got 2 for 14. Half of them have been dot balls. So what little piece of magic can this guy pull out? 11 7th in this over to really make that dugout nervous as all heck.
There's a slip. There's going to be a short cover. Three fielders out on the boundary on the onside. Deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket, long on. And inventive from Peter Neville. That's one place where Sri Lanka didn't have a fielder. They're coming back for 3, and a good throw there would have had Travis Head struggling.
Ah, yes, that's what it's all about. I love it. You gotta love it. 2020, only 5 to get, but I tell you what, you lose another one here, and then wow, even an 8th one.
Goodness me, Travis Head trying to end it in 1 hit.
I love the bowler, Patirana, having an appeal about 10 minutes later. Head outside the line, long way down. He's lucky it hasn't just skimmed the leg and being able to be stumped. Keen to come down. It's interesting ploy at the moment. Just shows you the nerves to the fore for Travis Head. Young in terms of experience at this level.
Heaved out towards deep mid wicket. There's a fielder there. Oh, and he's pushed it over the bar. It's gone for 6 and Australia win. Senanayake it was. Spectacular effort to try and take the catch. He wasn't able to do so, and Australia get home, not without a major alarm though.
Wow! Could have been one of those spectacular goalkeeper-style catches. Brave, impetuous from Travis Head. Crowd out of their seats. He was there. They're yelling at Senanayake, what are you doing? And in the end, it gets palmed over the rope for 6. And it's the finish of the second T20 International in the Hero Cup. And the Aussies take out the Hero Trophy 2-0. Sri Lanka, and they won the toss yet again and got to 128 for 9, and really only De Silva, the standout there by miles, 62 from 50 deliveries, and no one else really contributed. And wickets for Zampa and Faulkner, Hastings and Stark got one. And in the end, the Aussies, well, they made it interesting. They made tough work of it. Got there in the end, 6 down with 2.1 overs to spare, and take out the series 2-0 and win this one by 4 wickets.